Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Don't be a transitory stacker. Let's explore. Throughout life, we do run into fads from time to time. In other words, there's the latest craze, and people get into collecting this or that, or the other, as well as this and that. And many times it'll last throughout a certain period of time because, well, the in crowd is doing this or that, or the other. And we see it many times also in the financial markets as well. And we are seeing, in a sense, some of that occur with cryptocurrencies, with certain stocks. We talk about squeezes with GameStop and AMC, and that is the current trend these days. And who knows, I think that trend is probably over. That ship has probably sailed. But in terms of precious metals, well, I believe that should be looked at in a different light. And yes, there are times when people get in on the latest fads, especially for collectors out there. There are some coins, even coins from yesteryear, that may run into a sort of a fad-like craze for them for one reason or another. And there's nothing wrong with that to a degree, but by and large, numismatics as a general area of study is something that it kind of evolves over the course of time. And there are periods where there is a sort of a transitory effect as sorts, where there will be some classic coins or modern coins that have a lot of hype behind them, and then that hype disappears. And usually that is especially true for a lot of the modern releases out there. They typically do very well at the very beginning, and then after a while the hype dies down, and making it essentially transitory or temporary. Now that term has been bantered about a lot. In and of itself, it has become a fad of its own, thanks to Jerome Powell and the Board of Governors at the Federal Reserve with regards to inflation. And we hope they're right, but more than likely they're not, because of what they've been doing that is becoming much more than just a fad. Modern monetary theory, where they are printing dollars to try to usually use the printing presses and computers to create money to get our way out of money troubles. Well, there's really no way to do that. It ends up making it worse, exacerbates the situation. Because nothing can replace real money like what you see before you here. Gold and silver, they have been money for thousands of years, and they have survived all sorts of trends and fads, and will continue to do that long after you and I are gone. They don't just disappear, and that is the beautiful thing about precious metals. They essentially are timeless. I mean, after all, they were created by God, and they were referred to as God's money, mentioned many times in the Bible, and also in Article 10 of the Constitution of the United States. And so it should go without saying that gold and silver do hold a fair amount of value in spite of what the price movements may be from time to time. Now, since joining this community about 8 years ago, I have seen a period of time where silver kind of became unloved, so to speak. The fad kind of ran out. The love for silver was transitory while the price was up, and even while the price went down a little bit. But sooner or later, people got pretty sick and tired of what silver was doing, as it just laid stagnant for a while. Well, fast forward to 2020 and 2021, with the prices starting to rise yet again. And even though, as of the recording of this video, there's been a bit of a pullback, we are seeing very high premiums, both when you buy silver and if you need or want to sell it as well. You're enjoying some of those higher premiums. But this is all revolving around this latest movement, the silver squeeze, which is born out of the Wall Street Bets movement, which is a Reddit community, which is what was accounted for the AMC, the GameStop craze, trying to squeeze those markets. And so the silver movement kind of shifted focus, at least, and started by the Wall Street silver community, where they had started this silver squeeze movement, which, by the way, is strong and still going on. And now the interesting aspect about it is there are some in that community who see this sort of as that kind of the same type of deal, trying to squeeze out the hedge fund managers, the COMEX, the LBMA, and the like. Whereas I look at it in more of a long-term proposition, because more than likely you're not going to be able to do much to have any effect on those large organizations and the like. But I look at it as a wealth preservation tool. You know, these big, fat, chunky 10-ounce bars that you see before you here, think of those as kind of life preservers. Yes, indeed. And, you know, they don't really necessarily float, but they certainly do preserve the life of your monetary value and their monetary value, your hard work. And that's what it's about. And so the beautiful thing about the silver squeeze movement, I think, in general, is the understanding, hopefully, and that's what this video is about, that when you buy silver, the idea is to do it for the long haul. Now, how long is that haul, or will it, or should it be? It's going to be different for each person. But for many of us, we're talking decades long, if not maybe even a lifetime. And I'm going to show you some examples of how that can, well, not pay off for you. That's right. Because stacking silver and gold, by the way, too, all of these pieces that you see before you here were bought decades ago. This gold eagle was one of my first, if not the first, 1-ounce gold eagle that I ever purchased. And this silver eagle was purchased quite a long time ago. And these silver bars purchased many, many moons ago. It's been quite a journey to see. Same thing with this nice toned Engelhard bar and this Monarch Precious Metals bar. This JM Mathey 5-ounce bar. There's been a lot has been accumulated over the course of time. And that's what it's about. It's about accumulation over a period of time. And holding on to that silver for a long enough time to where it will show dividends. And those dividends are an example of wealth preservation. So let me give you some examples here and show you exactly what I'm talking about in terms of wealth preservation through the course of, well, decades. First, we're going to start out with back in 2005, this quarter here, bought at a coin show, $2.75 for a 90% silver quarter. So it wasn't that long ago. And I don't know exactly when I purchased this, if it was exactly in 2005, but hey, good luck finding a silver quarter for $2.75 today. Be hard-pressed to be able to do so. And an even more extreme example is, well, let's take a look at a 1/4 ounce prospector here for $2.10. A full 1/4 ounce of silver. You can see here for $2.10. Pretty nice. And in that same vein, that's a 1/2 ounce prospector for $4.25. And I bought these, and more than and that dealer, because I bought from a lot of the same dealers at the same time. This is before there was really an AppMex or any of these organizations where you could buy online. He would mark them down a little bit more. So more than likely I got this coin for $4 and probably the other one for $2 or $1.75. And those were, and he was not known for having the best prices in town, by the way, but he usually worked with me because I was with him for quite a while. And here's one, silver for $8.50. More than likely, I paid $8 for this coin. But can you imagine getting silver for $8.50? That's, tell you what, that's a nice way to celebrate. Indeed. $8.50 for 1 ounce of silver. That's how not to be a transitory stacker. When I look back through these things, there was a time when I thought about taking them out of their flips. Here is a quarter for $1.95, 1955 D, uncirculated Washington quarter for $1.55. Very, very nice. It's times like that when I'm glad that I was not a transitory stacker. All right. That's where the reward pays off. Now, let's get into gold. Here's an ounce of gold. This is a Panda for $430. Firm. Well, more than likely I probably paid that price for it. Yes, indeed. 1990 Panda. $430. Yes, it does test out real. I did test it. $413. Now, let's go to a 1910 St. Gaudens Gold Double Eagle. $350. Ah, those were the days. The memories, they come alive. This is the reward that you get, folks, for stacking for quite a while, for decades, long term, not being a transitory stacker. This is the reward that you get. And what is it about? It's about wealth preservation over the long haul. Next example is a 1.177 ounce gold 5-pound Britain for $500. Very, very nice indeed. Beautiful. There it is. That's an example. Those are examples that I hope will encourage you through your stacking journeys, that it is about wealth preservation over the long haul, and that it will help pay off in the long run. Now, paying off means wealth preservation, protecting your dollars that continue to depreciate every year. And so that's the message here in this video: to not be a transitory stacker, but to be a stacker for the long haul, and maybe even for life. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below of this video. I would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.